So there is a lot to talk about in this video, as we are now seeing some huge catalysts for Dogecoin and the overall crypto market. But before I talk about these catalysts, let's see the overall crypto market outlook. So we can see here that most cryptos are still trading sideways. And this is why the total crypto market cap has remained around the $2.2 trillion level. Moreover, if we see the crypto fear and greed index, it is showing us that there is still some fear in the market. However, the good thing is that it has improved somewhat in the last 24 hours. As you can see here, it has now jumped from 21 points to 29 points. So the point is that the overall crypto market is still a bit sluggish. And as I said, most cryptos are still trading sideways. But as I have been telling my viewers, there is no need to panic here because this doesn't indicate that the crypto market is going to crash from here. And this is surely not the end for cryptos because we are only seeing a short-term price dip for cryptos. And as I have been saying to you all, 2022 is looking like a great year for Dogecoin and other cryptos, so there is nothing to be worried about. And I'm not the only one who believes that Dogecoin and other cryptos are going to perform extraordinarily this year. As you can see here, the Watcher Guru has predicted that Dogecoin is going to hit the $1 mark at some point in 2022. And everyone is looking pretty bullish about Dogecoin because we know that we have a whole lot of huge developments lined up for it. And all these projects are going to happen in 2022. From Tesla's complete adoption of Dogecoin and Robinhood Wallet's program to the Doge One Moon mission and the most anticipated Dogecoin Ethereum bridge, Dogecoin has a lot of exciting things in store for it. And this is not it for Doge. We also know that the Dogecoin Foundation recently revealed a trail map of some upcoming projects for Dogecoin. From the transition of Dogecoin from proof of work to proof of stake to the Giga Wallet project, these initiatives are going to give a massive boost to Dogecoin's price and adoption. And all of these projects are going to be huge catalysts for Dogecoin that will fuel its price to new highs during this year. And the best part is that all of this will lead to the widespread adoption of Doge. So the point I want to make here is that I know Doge holders are somewhat worried about the current price dip, but they should not get worried about these occasional price dips for Dogecoin. This is because these dips are for the short term only, and holders should focus on the long term. And if we look at the long-term basis, Dogecoin is going to see huge pumps owing to all these much anticipated developments. Overall, I'm quite optimistic about Dogecoin as things are looking great for it in the long run. And this is why I believe Doge will have tremendous growth in 2022 and beyond, both in terms of its price and mainstream adoption. And talking about adoption, we are now seeing that it is highly likely that more and more countries are going to adopt Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and other cryptos. And as per President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, 2 more countries will follow El Salvador and adopt Bitcoin in 2022. He believes that if Bitcoin adoption becomes successful in their country, other countries get inspired from them and will follow them in Bitcoin adoption. He also believes that Bitcoin will become a major electoral issue in U.S. elections this year. This is because we know that the debate surrounding Bitcoin has become increasingly heated among U.S. lawmakers over the last year. Numerous politicians, including Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang and Republican Senators Cynthia Lummis and Warren Davidson, have expressed their support for the crypto market. President Nayib Bukele has also predicted that Bitcoin will finally hit the long-awaited goal of $100,000 at some point this year. So these are some major predictions made by Nayib Bukele, and I think we can see some of these coming true during this year. This is because these predictions are coming from a president of a country and not a random person, so he may have some inside knowledge of things that we may have not heard of. Moreover, it is now highly likely that one of his predictions about Bitcoin hitting the 100K all-time high can come true. This is because Plan B is still believing that Bitcoin is going for a parabolic rally in 2022. And as per his latest tweet, he has highlighted that despite the failure of his floor model, Bitcoin still managed to move up by more than 60% in 2021. So this means that despite slow trending in the last part of the previous year, Bitcoin rallied dramatically throughout 2021. In fact, 2022 is looking more promising for Bitcoin. And in another tweet, Plan B has admitted that his floor model failed last year, but he believes that his S2F model is still in the play for Bitcoin. He thinks that the important thing is that Bitcoin is still within the 51 to 200K region on one standard deviation band of the S2F model. And he has predicted that if Bitcoin manages to stay within the first band for the next 2.5 years, then the S2F model will remain valid. And this is why he thinks that Bitcoin is going to hit the most anticipated $100,000 all-time high at some point this year. And another good thing for Bitcoin is that despite the recent dip, Bitcoin is completing the pullback to the broken trend line on the daily time frame. And this is happening both in terms of its price and the relative strength index. And although it cannot be stated yet that the correction is over, things are now looking good for Bitcoin. And in order to come out of this dip, Bitcoin's price needs to form a higher high and break the trend line in the price chart and the RSI. And this will mean that bears will be kicked out of the market. And eventually, we will be seeing Bitcoin going up in the following trading sessions. And Bitcoin bull Anthony Pompliano believes that Bitcoin is now correlated with the US 10-year Treasury yield. And he has stated that if the US 10-year yield experienced a breakout, the price of Bitcoin will move up. This is because the US 10-year yield has been highly correlated with Bitcoin for nearly 2 years. So what he is saying is that when the 10-year yield breaks out, the price of Bitcoin will surely move up. So this is a major bullish indicator for Bitcoin. And this indicator is now coming into play because crypto analyst Matthew Hyland has recently revealed that the US 10-year yield is now experiencing a breakout. And now as the 10-year yield has just broken out, if its correlation with Bitcoin is true, then we will see a huge breakout to the upside for Bitcoin. And we are now seeing that despite the recent market downtrend, investment veteran Tom Lee is still bullish about Bitcoin. He recently said that Bitcoin could still reach a new all-time high this year because the S&P is rallying. So Bitcoin should move up along with it, and this is why he thinks that 2022 is going to be a good year for Bitcoin. So the point of all this discussion is that despite Bitcoin ending 2021 on a low note, 2022 is looking very promising for it. We have just seen some pretty bullish indicators for Bitcoin. And this is why I think holders are going to be in for a treat this year. And Bitcoin's bullish outlook is eventually bullish for the overall crypto market. In fact, it is more bullish for Dogecoin since we know that their price correlation is pretty high. And this is why it is now highly likely that Dogecoin is also going to hit a new all-time high this year. And we may even see it going as high as $1. And now let's come to Shiba Inu as there are some huge updates for it. So the team of Shiba Inu developers have recently shared hints of some upcoming major developments for SHIB. And one of these developments is the Shibarium project, which is actually a Layer 2 solution for SHIB. And it is expected to make Shiba Inu transactions much cheaper and more accessible. The developers have indicated that the Shibarium project is going to come out as soon as possible. And this is going to be a major development for Shiba Inu since by reducing its transactions fee, the developers are going to make SHIB a much more scalable token. And this means that more and more firms will be adopting SHIB owing to this lowered transaction fee. And another very huge development for SHIB is going to be the Doge Decentralized Autonomous Organization project. The developers of Shiba Inu have recently announced the first phase of this project, and it appears that this project is going to empower Shiba Inu token holders. This is because the first phase of the project is primarily focused on providing immediate power to the community. The goal is to let the community decide which crypto projects and pairs should be on the Shiba Swap Woof pools. So this is basically a community-focused project for Shiba Inu that is not only going to empower Shiba Inu holders, but it will also increase SHIB's utility. And another good thing happening for SHIB amid the recent dip is that its burn rate has been increasing dramatically. And as per the latest updates, more than 5.6 million Shiba Inu tokens have been put out of circulation in the last 48 hours. And over the past 5 days, the amount of Shiba Inu burned now totals 22 times more than this tally. So this means that millions of SHIB tokens have been permanently removed from the circulating supply. And this is pretty bullish for Shiba Inu since the decrease in the circulating supply will eventually lead to the upward movement of its price. So we have just seen some massive bullish indicators for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and Shiba Inu. And this is exactly why I'm still bullish about them amid the recent market downtrend. And I'm more bullish about Dogecoin since a lot of good things are going to happen for it this year. And as I said before, we may even see it hitting the most anticipated $1 all-time high.